How's it going, guys? It's Arian here again. So one thing I want to say is thank you for everyone that's been watching the last videos and commenting, sharing. It's been really nice of you. I'm starting this journey and it's gonna be interesting because I want to just share my life experiences, what I've learned through my journeys and vulnerabilities, you know, all the things that make us human that we can learn from one another, sharing our experiences. And today I want to talk about what I do as a profession. I'm a personal coach. I coach people in fitness, and it's been some of my most amazing life experiences and learning so far. It's been in doing that. I'm not going to be able to cover the whole ground of fitness, but one thing today I want to focus on. Look at the birds. One thing I do want to focus on is why fitness and how important a why is when we do anything in life, and how that applies to fitness. So I'm not going to get into the health benefits as much so far today, or just every other way that fitness makes our life better. I'm going to have episodes, we're going to get into that. But today I want to talk about the why. So one thing I realized from my own experience is I started my fitness journey since I can remember. As a child, I was very active. I loved sports. I was a soccer player, boxer, just all types of fitness, right? And at about age 12, I started heading to the gym with my older brother. Now, having my older brother, bigger, stronger, just more everything. He was obviously the older brother and much stronger than me at the time. Having that as an example as a young age was a strong motivation for me to want to strive to be like him, you know? So as I grew older, I started looking deeper within though. Why did I do it? Obviously there was a lot of insecurities at play. Insecurities as in, if I have a good body, I'm in good shape, I can be perceived well in society. More girls will like me, I'll get more attention, I'll be more masculine when there's other men around, I can protect myself, so and so and so. And yeah, they were justifiable for the time of my life. I was only like 12, 13 when I got into it. And as I grew older, I started looking at that why. See, at the time, the why I did what I did, which is go to the gym. Just for a brief history, I haven't stopped. So 12 to 20 to 27. It's been 15 years. 15 years that I've been going to the gym. This is besides when I was a kid playing soccer, martial arts, all that stuff. Since I actually hit the gym and focused on an hour to 2 hours of physical exercise. It's been 15 years for about 5 days a week, unless I was sick. With any other circumstances, I've been going to the gym. And my why I did what I did, transcended through time. As I mentioned, when I was 12, the reason why I did what I did was, try to be more attractive, look better, everything for the external world, right? So I wanted more approval, look better, be accepted, and so and so. So the more I grew, see that hit it. Actually, let me make a point about that. That hit a very unhealthy point. Yes, my why was strong enough to get me to the gym, get me active, work good, take care of my health. But then there was a point in there where it was getting unhealthy, where I was about 16 years old. I was on a diet since I was like 15 years old till I was about 19, because I think maybe I did. I had a body dysmorphia to a certain extent, and I think we all do at all times to a certain extent, but that extent was not healthy for a 15 to 16-year-old teenager. And so what I did was I didn't eat, my diet was on point, no sauces, minimal carbs, all these kind of things that today my viewpoint is very unhealthy for anybody, right? So I would actually puke after I ate certain meals that I knew that could possibly have a few extra calories. I would actually go make myself puke, which was terrible for a 16-year-old kid. I was shredded. I was like 8-pack out, and that's just not a healthy way to live. So as I grew, I became a coach. I started training people and I started seeing the whys. And this is part of the reason why I was able to see myself, because of other people and the people that I've coached so far. So let me get into this thing. And people start certain things for all different reasons. We all take on a new venture, a new journey, a new job, a new experience for many different reasons. And sometimes we can't understand the reason, sometimes we can understand the reason, sometimes it'll take some time down the road to be able to reflect back and understand the reason why you did what you did. So as a coach, I try to really help my clients refine why they're at the gym. For example, you see clients that come in and they say, hey coach, summer is around the corner, I want to be in shape for the summer. I know where that's coming from. Now I've had enough experience to understand when that's said to me, what kind of mental functions and what's the state of that person when they come make a comment like that to me. And I don't judge anyone for the reason why, because we're all human and we need different motivation. Sometimes that why is your motivation to take action upon something that's positive and that's going to bring you benefits. So they'll tell me, coach, I want to get healthy for the summer, I want to look good. And I respect that. I respect people's why, but I try to engage them. So when someone tells me that means they want to look good in the summer. That means they want other people's attention, other people's approval. They want to look good in the summer. And it's all fine. That's all absolutely fine. But there's a problem there. When your why is not fundamentally, deeply rooted into some structure that's bigger, that why will fall apart. It's not strong enough to sustain a lifelong lasting, or at least a couple year long lasting endeavor, whatever that is. So what happens for that person is that summer will arrive, they feel good, but now you build a body by the summer being your why. So what is summer? Let's go to the beach, let's drink some alcohol, let's go to parties, let me take my shirt off, because now I want to show what I worked so hard for, right? It becomes toxic in a way, and I'll explain why it becomes toxic. Because you did everything you did for the other. You did everything you did. You put your hard work in for somebody else to see you and approve of you while you're at the beach in the summer. You didn't do it for yourself. You did it for yourself in a way that those people's approval is going to make you feel good. It's going to make you be like, wow, yeah, I look so sexy and all the girls want me, or all the guys want me. But summer is going to come and go. And now summer that was your purpose of going and showing out your body. So now a lot of people you see actually fall apart in the summer. They don't follow their gym pursuits, but instead they start taking what they worked so hard for months prior to take it out there and show it. So now the drinking starts, the partying starts, the late nights, the bad food, the junk food, the drugs, alcohol, everything that goes in to many people's festivities of summer. So that why falls apart, then summer goes, and now the body is gone that they work so hard for, and their motivation is gone, because now they're coming off the entire summer hangover and all the damage that has been done to the body, and now they're not motivated. So then the 6 months throughout the winter, you catch a lot of people, they stop training, and until summer is about around the corner, they might go at it again. So my point here is, as you can see, that person that does it for that wrong reasons, their why is not strong enough to keep them rooted in doing what they're doing. So what I try to do with some clients, again, I respect their why, and I see if they're receptive to me explaining something that might help them find a stronger why, transcend their reason to something that's fundamentally stronger, right? So what does that mean? That means, why do we do what we do? Why do we stay active? Why do we go to the gym? Why do we decide to stay healthy? There's one reason only: to stay healthy, to take care of your body, right? We all have one body. That's all we got. This is the one body we got for the rest of our lives. So we got to take care of it. I believe that if there is a God, there is a force out there in the world that's the force of creation that gives us this material body, this life, this planet. I believe it appreciates people that love what they have and they value what they have. Now, before anything else out there, you got to value what you have, what you are. And your body is what you got. The first thing, it's the first and foremost thing that we all have is our body. We come into the world in it. And everything and this entire experience of life happens through our body. Our mind is the same as the body. It's inside the body. Our emotions, everything happens in this. So I believe, why do we go to the gym? It's to spend time with this. To be like, hey body, I'm here because I care about you. I'm here because I don't want us to have a heart attack when we're 40 years old. I'm here because I believe I can help our heart work a little bit better. I can make our bones stronger, our joints stronger. I could become more flexible. I could put so much time in you that you don't have a back pain by the time you're 30. To avoid everything that can possibly go wrong. Now, some things are beyond our control, right? You know, we can't help by being in an accident or something goes wrong. You suddenly have a stroke and you've been the healthiest man in the world. Those two have nothing in, you know, it doesn't matter. Some things happen, but the least we can do is take care of what we have. So this is my goal with fitness. Now, again, there's people that are athletes. Their whys are different. There's an actor getting ready for the big stage. He needs to look like Thor, so he does certain things to get him there. And then it comes down to steroids and substances. This is one thing that I always have an issue with. See, I was around it growing up. My entire life I've been around steroids from my own family members, friends, everyone I know. See, I do have an opinion that it's to each his own, right? Everyone has to do whatever they think is necessary for them. My way is not the only way. This is just sharing my view because I believe there is people that get into things with the wrong reasons that could end up harming them. Now, either we can learn from one another's experience, and some people need to actually go through the actions and learn through their actions. By all means, I'm just trying to reach out. I've spent a lot of time in the field and I've seen some things, so I'm just trying to share what I've learned so far. See, the problem I have with steroids is, again, fundamentally, it goes against the main cause of taking care of our bodies and staying healthy and fit. We go to the gym to stay fit and healthy. Now, I believe steroids harm our bodies. And you're gonna have many people disagree with this. They harm our body. Again, there are specific scenarios, cases. You know, a man is at 50 years old, he needs some testosterone therapy. A teenager doesn't have enough testosterone in his body. Yes, again, there are specific cases where everything to a certain limit could benefit you. But if you're a young, healthy man or a woman and you're taking steroids not from a medical perspective, but you're taking steroids from a physical perspective, meaning you're trying to develop your body, again, to get that approval, to skip certain steps. So why do I think, again, steroids, they go against the grain? We're trying to stay healthy. If we really care about this one thing, which is staying healthy, if we can somehow put more importance, man, like your body's all you got. If this shit goes to shit, it doesn't matter if you have a six-pack or big arms, and it doesn't matter. None of it matters anymore if this thing goes to shits. So we can't put more fucking, excuse my French, we can't put more freaking importance on looking good in the summer, but damaging this thing. That's going against the grain of what the function was for. You know? So we have to get these few things into perspective. So the first things first, steroids goes against the grain. Goes against the fundamental reason of why we're doing what we're doing, which is staying healthy. So by that default, it's eliminated in my opinion, unless again you're a super athlete, the specific scenarios. But we see the masses trying to put themselves onto this substance with zero knowledge, because one of the person's friends, coaches said this much like testosterone mixed with growth hormone is good for you, you know? And most people you see doing it, they don't have any kind of, they don't even go research it themselves. And when you go research it, they're listening to people that are for it, you know? So they'll tell you it's good, do it, once a year. I've heard all types of things. Once a year is necessary, and whatnot. And then what's another big problem with the steroids? The steroids give you fast results with the least amount of work. And I'm a big believer of you have to put the work in. You have to put the time and hours in. Again, I'm going to keep saying it because I don't want to hit people the wrong way. You know, and if I do, it's whatever. Like, bodybuilder, going for competition, yeah, man, do your thing. That's your goal. You guys are disciplined. You put the freaking time in, your diet, everything's on point. I'm talking to the average person that's trying to take steroids to look good in the summer, or trying to take steroids to lose some belly fat. That's who I'm talking to. So it gives you fast results. The results you get are not according to the hours you've put in. You know what I mean? So it gives you the easy way. And I'm a true believer that nothing is easy in life. You have to put the freaking work in. The muscle needs thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of work to get what someone on steroids might get in 1 year, 6 months. So what happens is they get it quick. And I believe everything in the gym is not about the gym. We practice our life values, disciplines, responsibilities, structure. Everything in life will happen when you're physically active, meditating, something that you're trying to improve on. So they give you the easy way out, and you get used to that. You're like, hey, I just took like 3 months of steroids and look at my body now. So it misleads you. Now you're used to taking the easy way out. Your body's not actually at the level it may appear to be. You know, the engine's still a Honda, while you switch your physical body into a Lamborghini. Now these two don't meet. Now I don't even want to get into the health reasons, the arteries, the kidneys, the organs, you know, the cell growth of cancers. The list goes on and on. Suppressing your testosterone, your sex life going to shits. It might go to some great extents for a few months, but then it goes to shits. It's just unbalancing hormones. And what are hormones? Hormones are new receptors in our brain, our body, trying to send signals of what's functioning, what's in order, what's not in order. So you're messing up your entire body, man. Whoever says you're not, they can ride it. Straight up, they can ride it. Because it does. So now you haven't put the work in. So you never understand the level of consistency as in a way of, listen, I'll put 2, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds of lean muscle a year with my hard work. Now after 4 or 5 years, I might have 10 to 20 new pounds of muscle. That's a lot. But you're like, hey, I want to put 20, 30 pounds of lean muscle on me within the next 8 months. That's not real. That's not normal. That's not healthy for the heart. So you learn the easy way out, and that translates into other aspects of your life. I highly believe that. But if you take the long route, your body stays. Now, most of my clients, especially in this quarantine, had minimal losses in their physique. They had minimal losses in their strength because they're putting the time in, because they're putting the work in. Their bodies are becoming conditioned. They understand the level of hard work that it requires. And most steroid users, you'll see, is the very one common thread. None of them are consistently in shape all year long. Again, some are. Not the bodybuilder, not the guy that's dedicated his entire life to fitness. I'm talking about the average guy that's taking the substance. They'll become in great shape for a few months a year. And in a few months a year, they're depressed, they're covering up their bodies, they're not where they want to be until the next cycle again. They don't work out well. So I'm telling everyone, screw that. You don't need to be so freaking great or so freaking low. Find a very steady, slow growth. And stay healthy all year long. You don't have no decrease in testosterone suddenly. You don't have an imbalancement of hormones. And stay consistent with what you're doing. Another thing, I strongly believe, use the word believe so many times, but I do, that anything that alters your brain has to be looked at with caution. This is not regarding substances of psychedelics, weed, alcohol. I'm strictly talking about the steroids here. And that stuff has its own side effects in its own way. So anything that does that, steroids fuck with your mind. That's what I use the French word again. And that's not good. Because we've all heard about roid rage, right? Roid rage. What is that? That's not having the capacity to deal with a certain moment, so you snap. Now, what does that mean? Maybe there's a certain moment in your life where your wife, a friend, somewhere thing in the street needs your calm, collected attention, and you're unable to give it that. So you go give it something completely different, and you're gonna create chaos after that. And now you got chaos from a situation you could have handled calmly. And that has a chain of effects that's gonna lead into all aspects of your life. Imagine if you make the wrong decision a couple times a day, your day's ruined, right? Now, I don't even need to be on steroids, but I still make my wrong decisions every day. The goal is to try to make every decision that comes your way every day with the best of your abilities. Now imagine you can't do that day in, day out, day in, day out. You build this entire chain of events that are just destructive. So my steroid example here was try to, again, get back to the why we do what we do, which is staying healthy, taking care of what God in this universe gave us. Our bodies are functioning. You know, don't take it for granted. At any time, any of us could get into a situation, an accident, disease, anything that could take this privilege away from us. And now a lot of people are in that position. And they have their own strength in their own way, you know? So what I'm trying to say is here, do things for the right reason. Especially my forte is fitness, so I can relate it to fitness. Do things for the right reason. So my reason is health. I really care about being healthy. I would be lying if I say I don't care about physically looking good and being strong, you know? Yeah, that's there. But you have to differentiate the two. You're like, yes, part of me likes to stay strong and big and fit and have crazy capabilities with my body and do big jumps and handstands, whatever you like to learn. But then be very careful. You have to line it up to the fundamental reason, which is health. Which is, am I crossing the line? Sometimes I cross the line. I overtrain. I tax my body in ways that it's unhappy. I can feel it. Because I love the gym and performing so much. I work out to the death of me sometimes. I can work out for 4 hours straight and not feel tired, but then it hits me. It hits me days after, hours after. My mind is drained. There's too much cortisol in my body. Now I can't feel good anymore. Now I'm just in repair mode. So part of training responsibly is knowing how to rest. I mess up with that. I do it good when I coach clients. I teach them how to rest. But because I'm so addicted to that feeling, to that thrill of working out and pushing myself, sometimes I forget the most fundamental thing again, which is what's healthy. Line yourself to that. So I'm constantly in that battle myself. I'm trying to line myself to that. But there's been some beautiful benefits that come from that. That kind of thinking mentality has allowed me to distance myself from drugs, alcohol, substances. See, it seeped into my life in a different way. I don't like drinking. Again, I might have the odd drink once in a while. I used to drink a lot when I was a younger kid, a teenager. But now it's just like, no, it's not good for me. Why should I do it? What's my growth out of it? Am I getting something out of it? Sure, if it's a close friend's birthday, I might have a little cup and just bond with my friends. But how much of that do you want to do? Every weekend? Damage your body every weekend? So I was like, no, I won't do that. So it helps, man. And I think it's not about just the gym. Taking care of our health, it's our duty. It's our duty to understand the mind and the body to a certain extent. We learn everything else in this world. We go out there and learn and learn and learn about everything that's past ourselves. So get to go to the gym. Maybe you're the guy that goes to the gym 3 days a week and just stays healthy. Maybe you want to get a little bit better in your performance. Go 4 days a week. Ask yourself what your standard is, and make sure your standard is in line with the fundamental reason of exercising and working out, which is staying healthy. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a super explosive athlete if you could align that to the healthiness. Is your body meant for that? If it's meant for that, you're fine. Now, there's side effects, of course there is. Risk of injuries, of course there is. But you align yourself to that. So today, that's what I wanted to talk about. The why reason. And see, that why reason could get you so fundamentally rooted that you start identifying with it as your identity. That's when you could stay in it for the long run. Once you're like, hey, my name is John and I work out because I want to stay healthy for the rest of my life, because I don't want to have health problems, because I don't want to have erectile dysfunction, because I don't want to have heart problems, liver problems, so I do it. And John's identity may be like, hey, I do all that and I want to be super strong and I want to be super fit. So you do what you got to do is correspondent with your fundamental reasons for it. So yeah, make sure your why could start anywhere. Again, we need the spark, right? My spark was when I was 13 years old. I saw my older brother. I wanted to look good. I wanted to impress the ladies. I wanted to make sure I could be strong amongst the fellow men that I was always around and surrounded with and around. So yeah, I had my whys, but just got to keep this in mind. I just want to share what I learned. Maybe you could keep that in mind earlier, in an earlier stage of your progress, and start taking the steps that are more in accordance to that. And that was going to help you, man. That's going to help you for the long run. God, thank the world, knocking wood, I haven't left the gym for about 15 years. By any means necessary. The hardest days of my life, when I lost a loved one, tragedies, heartbreaks, poor, broke, whatever that was the scenario was, I did that because it kept me grounded. It kept me grounded. So yeah, that's for vlog number 4 of fitness, which is going to be in the fitness playlist. And I'm going to talk about in my next video all the things we learned from fitness that are lessons of life. What do we learn when we take of that hour? How does our emotions, our weaknesses, our fears, our disciplines, our responsibilities play out when it comes to fitness? And how does that correspond to our everyday life? And yeah, as again, thank you for watching. I hope it was informative. I hope you're able to walk away with something. And I thank you for giving me the platform and your ears and your attention to share my experience of this life and get feedback on it and engage in a conversation. Thank you so much. Hope everyone is staying active, taking care of their body, especially during this quarantine time. You got to put double the time in, double the effort. I'm sending my love to everybody. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a good day.